in the Big Orange.
Summit and Destiny have met 7 times before. Tonight is number 8.
And the Tennessee Volunteers are the SEC Tournament champions. It's been a long time coming. The last time Tennessee won this tournament was in 1979, but they've got another trophy to put in the trophy case at Thompson Bowling Arena.
The 2023 SEC champions, the Tennessee Volunteers.
Hit high in the air into left field. Stevenson circling in front of the fence into foul ground. He goes into the corner, makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
And the Volunteers will hold the trophy.
How much fun is this, man? God, I love it. High fly, deep right, and Tennessee walks it off.
The 2-2 to Denton.
Well hit, deep left field, it is gone!
For the win for the Volunteers. From 40. On the way, a knuckleball. He got it!
How much fun is this?
Man, Rocky Top, this is college football at its absolute best.
This is college baseball at its absolute best, baby. Welcome into the Ball Fanatics Show. Hey, I got one thing for you. The ring has been chased, ladies and gentlemen. We are your 2024 Division I NCAA baseball champions, baby. Michael, how we feeling?
We are feeling like champions tonight, man. It's an unreal feeling because it's something that we were talking about. Besides women's basketball, we have not felt this in our lifetime.
Never.
And honestly, we were almost too young to remember that Lady Vols back-to-back national champions. I do vaguely remember it, but man, that's been almost 20 years ago. It is absolutely great to be a Volunteer as Justin tunes in with us. Man, fantastic feeling. And that intro video, it's time to update it.
It's changing.
It's time to update it, man.
Dude, look, we talked about it. I'm going to remind you. Hang on, let me find this page real quick. Let me find this. Oh, yeah. Top clutch hitter. Who did we have at number 1, brother? Oh, yeah. It was Dylan Dreiling. Dude, I'm telling you, MVP of the World Series. We brought it up yesterday. The kid was lights out. 3 home runs in a 3-game series.
First player to ever do that.
I mean, God bless, bro. I mean, just that home run that he hit, dude, you just knew the wind was going to blow it in, right? Like, there's no way he carries it. But then not only did he carry it, but he carried it to the bullpen for Texas A&M, brother. I loved it. It was great. Awesome.
And I'm not going to lie, I was nervous on that one the closer that they got to the wall because Jason Laviolette out there in right field for Texas A&M. Dude's like 6'6" playing right field. And
he was timing it up.
Yeah, he was timing it up. He's already robbed one in the World Series back earlier against Florida. Nearly robbed one last night against Tennessee. I believe it was Dylan Dreiling again.
Oh, yeah.
And if it wasn't for that little wall jutting out, he probably would have got that one. And, man, the closer he got, I was like, dude's about to rob this one. and luckily, just over his glove, man.
Hey, look, we got to talk about Sechrist. We said get this game to game 3, and there is literally nobody better to have on the bump than Xander Sechrist. I mean, like, look, this kid lights out. I mean, for his okay, hang on. Let me think about this long and hard because I don't have it written down. I think his last 6 starts clinched the SEC regular title.
Yep.
Clinched. Did it clinch the SEC tournament title?
No, it clinched the SEC championship appearance.
Correct. Thank you. Clinched the SEC championship appearance. Clinched the regional.
Yep.
Clinched the super regional. Clinched the World Series final berth. And now we got the freaking ring, baby. I mean, tell me what better 6-game lineup than Xander Sechrist, man. Crazy.
Man, I told you yesterday I was nervous going into the game, but it wasn't because of Sechrist. I was so confident with Sechrist on the mound, but I also knew that Texas A&M has some good arms left in the bullpen, left to throw. And, man, you got to give credit to them. Now, Tennessee did hit a little bit on Texas A&M's arms, but man, they still did their job. And, man, it was it's hard to put into words what this feels like, man.
I'm going to credit A&M real quick because I don't want to talk about it long. You got to credit A&M for coming back the way they did. All right?
Yes.
I don't question Tony Vitello much, but it baffled me when the stash wasn't back on the bump in the ninth inning.
I totally agree with you.
Baffled me. I said, what the hell are we doing? But then I was like, hold my tongue. Tony V is the best coach in the nation, coaching the best team in the nation. I don't know jack shit. I'm just a fan, just like we all are, right? Excuse my language. But it baffled me after 2 straight strikeouts in the moment in which he did it. How in the world was Kirby Connell not in the ninth inning? But look, got it done. This team being able to hit that dude's name that's really freaking good. Oschenbeck. Thank you. I confuse him and the head coach every time. But Tennessee being able to hit Oschenbeck thumped Texas A&M in the mouth a little bit because they did not expect that. Oschenbeck's their anchor, right?
Yeah.
And so when Tennessee was able to hit it, man, Dean Curley just having another series. Kavares Tears unlocking, almost had the home run that we've been asking for, right? I mean, this team being able to hit off of him and credit our batters. For the first time all series, we looked aggressive and it was almost like we knew what pitch we were going at. For the first time series.
And up and down the lineup, it was even the whole way. Only one person did not get a single hit in the game, and that was Cannon Peebles, who went 0 for 4. But he looked good in his at-bats.
But I'm going to take this a step further. One of the guys that had the worst batting appearance performances is the guy that homered in the very first at-bat. His next 4 at-bats were the worst at-bats that kid's ever had in his life. Other than one of them, he kind of stretched it out a little bit. But, I mean, we're talking after Christian Moore's home run, it was 0-2 counts almost every at-bat. He was popping out. I mean, I think he had a 1-pitch pop fly, which is just unacceptable in the moment. You can't be doing that. But, I mean, Christian Moore didn't have the greatest at-bats. I mean, and arguably, everybody else in the lineup had more quality at-bats than he did. But Simo coming out in the first inning and setting the tone early. Man, what a moment. What a moment to kind of stamp his legacy as a Tennessee Vol for all of these kids, man. Up and down, I was looking at the lineup for the first time, and we talked about this, from top to bottom. There is no on-off switch. There is no Simo, 1 for 5 with a run and a home run, RBI, whatever. Burke, 2 for 4 with a run.
And let me just say before you go further, Blake Burke
hit the warning track every freaking hit.
Every single one was to the warning track. I mean, dude was seeing the ball like a beach ball. Unfortunately, it was just the 2 of them that he didn't get a base hit was right to the guy.
Exactly. Sorry, I was reading a comment from Tracy. Tracy, we appreciate you tuning in via YouTube. She said, pretty sure I heard you screaming, Skylar, when he swung and that last ball sailed by the bat. Congratulations. We appreciate you tuning in, Miss Tracy. Screaming, I don't think is a strong enough word. I honestly thought I broke the floor in my house. I was jumping up and down like a little kid. Dude, who wasn't? If you're a Tennessee Vol fan, who wasn't screaming at their TV if you weren't at the game? And by the way, if you were at the game, thank you so much for traveling because you were a difference in that game. Okay, so Billy Amick, 1 for 4 with a run. All right, we're top 3 batters have all scored now. Dylan Dreiling just got the veins, baby. 2 for 2 with a run, a home run, 3 RBI. Hunter Inslee, another dog that is just flying under the radar, but man, he's been so clutch. We're talking 2 for 4 night with 2 runs and the slide of the year, if not the slide of the decade, if not the slide of the century. I had my cousin, bro. My cousin text me. By the way, I got some messages in this game from people from all over the crib. He said, I kid you not, he said, I ain't never seen a juke move in baseball before. And I said, brother, go Big Orange. You know, like I didn't know what to tell you. But Kavares Tears coming back, man, 2 for 4. Dean Curley, 2 for 4. Peoples, yes, he had an off night, but man, he had some quality at bats and went full count almost every at bat. And then Cal Stark 1 for 3 with a pipe shot to left field. Look, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with multiple hits, and only one guy with no hits. That's exactly what we needed. I'm not going to say this offense exploded, but definitely looked more confident in the box.
Oh, absolutely. And what about the turnaround for Kavarius Tears? Because his first 2 at bats were,
Man,
they were ugly. They were just like the rest of his at bats. And then he turned around, got himself a single midway through the game, and then that bomb, what should have been a home run, would have been a home run.
Wasn't blowing any. If the wind wasn't blowing any.
And if it would have been any other ballpark too, because Charles Schwab Field is huge compared to most normal ballparks,
especially where he hit that.
Yes,
right
he hit. Yeah, he hit it to almost the deepest part of the ballpark. The only part deeper was dead center field.
But look, in the moment,
and like you said, that ball hit like right under the yellow of the wall.
Yeah, in that moment, ended up being okay. Let's give the kid his credit. That ended up being the game-winning hit of the ball game.
Yes,
that's what scored Hunter Inslee at the plate. And he was hosed, brother. He was hosed. But I'm telling you, all right, I'm going to do a terrible representation, so please watch the replay of this. Hunter Inslee running to the plate, leaning to the outside, and then at the he did that head lean and everything, so that when the catcher caught the ball, obviously it's taking his momentum to the outside, right? And then Hunter Inslee to plant his foot and dive to the inside. And the catcher missed the tag. Obviously, we've seen the replays. He missed it because he immediately got up and tagged the runner after he slid. That was the telltale sign. I don't even know why this play was even reviewed, but it was because it was such an important run. Hunter Inslee, the slide of – we're going to talk about that slide forever because not only was it a big play, it ended up being the winning run to get you a national championship. The first national championship in Tennessee baseball history, man. What a time to be a Vol, brother.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that everybody saw this, but I'm gonna play it.
Show it.
This is the slide from.
What a hit, man! That's the deepest part. He probably hit that at 400 feet. Hunter Inslee outside, inside. Woo! Throw that helmet, kid. That slide is insane.
Absolutely insane.
It's insane. The body control to do that is man, that is crazy. Never seen a Jeep move in baseball. I tell you what, man. What other than that moment, man, what was like the moment in the game where you were just like, damn, I'm so proud of this team? What was that moment for you? What inning? What hit? What out? What was it for you?
Okay, so the moment where I said that I'm proud of this team was when Kirby Cannell got out of the jam in the 8th inning.
That's a damn good answer.
That was the moment for me where I was like, man, I'm so proud of this team. Whatever happens this 9th inning, or bottom of the 8th and then 9th inning, I'm so proud of this team. Because the pitching staff has worked out of jams like that all season long. In a year,
but the stakes weren't the same, right?
That's true. But this was a year that we were like, man, this is a down pitching staff. If there's gonna be a part of this roster that is a weakness, it's got to be a pitching staff because of what we lost from last year.
And we arguably lost the biggest piece, and he didn't even go pro.
Yeah,
I bet he's regretting that decision. But we'll set that aside for another day.
Yeah. So, what was your moment?
My moment, honestly, was when Dylan Dreiling hit the home run. One, it seemed like, as much as I was complaining about the 2-strike hits we were giving up against, not Florida State, Texas A&M, the 2-strike hits we were giving up. What about the 2-out hits that we were able to get? Not even just the 2-out hits, the 2-out runs we were able to plate. And in a moment where an inning goes, one pitch pop out from Simo and Blake Burke, Billy Amick finds a way to get on base, and with 2 outs, I think it was only 1 strike though, but Dylan Dreiling goes yah-yah for the 3rd time in the series. A guy who, by the way, little side note, my family kind of chose a player in the beginning of the year that we would always say, that's my dog. My dad was Kavarius Tears. He was like, that's my dog. My mom was Christian Moore. That's my dog. I chose Dylan Dreiling. Because even though he didn't start out the year, the hottest batter, I just knew that kid had that it factor, right? And when he hit that home run, I was just like, almost like a bragging rights moment to my parents. I was like, that's my dog that got the hit. It's just one of those moments where, but when he hit that home run, to stretch that lead, which ended up being very, very important. My goodness, that was my moment where I'm like, you know what? This team does have it. I know they looked terrible in game 1, but oh my goodness, did this team wrap it up in 2 and 3, and they undisputed. They've won everything. Everything you could win. 60-win season. They win the regular season, co-champion. Congratulations, Kentucky. They won the SEC tournament. They win the regional, super regional, and then they win the College World Series. I mean, just an absolute sweep of college baseball.
Yeah. In a season where at the beginning of the year we said,
you lost your opening series.
Yeah, we said, okay, this team is good. They'll probably make the College World Series. They're not winning the whole thing.
Well, I mean, exactly. Your goal was to make it to College World Series, but I think the goals changed.
Yeah.
The goals changed somewhere in the middle of the season when Tony V started making the right moves. Think about it. We didn't have a DH all year. He still arguably don't. But he made the right moves and pitch hit in the right situations to make it happen. Look at the pitching staff. Got an early injury. Made the right moves. Threw in AJ Causey. But then he started struggling as a starter. So guess what? We throw in Chris Stamos to start that. I know it looks stupid. It probably wasn't the most, professional way of going about it, but it worked. And Tony V is so good at pulling the right buttons at the right time and pushing the right buttons at the right time. Excuse me. And it worked out. That's why when Stash wasn't in the game in the 9th inning, as mad as I was, I'm like, Tony V's the man. I got to put all my faith in that man. And, man, what a game. What a game. What a season. It's been one. But I'm glad you answered that question. Do you have one off the top that you could ask me?
I do. What was the moment in the game where you knew Tennessee was winning this game?
Yeah. So as much as I want to say it was when Hunter Inslee scored, it wasn't. Because as I was counting down the outs, and the commentators freaking said this, which kind of pissed me off because they caught me, I guess. Because in the 5th inning, I'm like, 15, 18 outs, 15 outs. Every out, I'm sitting there counting them down, brother. And then the commentator said it Tennessee could almost start counting their outs. I'm like, dude, I've been counting this since 27, dog. I don't know what you're talking about. But honestly, I don't know if I knew when we were winning it because I even said when the 9th inning started, these next 3 outs are going to be the hardest outs in our season, in our year. It always is, right? Top of the 9th inning. Think about Tennessee and what they've been able to do late in the game, and I just knew that A&M was going to have a push. But I do have to say this. When Kirby Cannell got the 2 strikeouts, that made me feel really good. I was like, all right. But then I thought he was coming back into the night. So, my mindset almost changed a little bit because I was like, all right, we're in. Kirby's in. And I even told my buddy, I said, look, Kirby needs to stay in the ball game unless he has to come out, and then you bring Aaron Combs. So Tony making that move really early was it scared me, but I think Kirby getting the 2 strikeouts was the moment okay, we're getting out of these jams. I'm feeling pretty good. What about you? What was the moment for you?
Nobody's going to believe me. When Christian Moore hit the home run in the 1st inning.
Give him the trophy.
when I saw Christian Moore hit the home run, I said, Texas A&M is going to come back and make a game out of this, but Tennessee is winning this ball game.
Dang right.
But if we want to go later in the game, whenever I was really feeling confident, it's the same moment as what you said. When Kirby got out of that jam, when he struck out those 2 batters in the 8th inning, that's when I said, Tennessee's about to do it. Oh, yeah. Tennessee's about to win this thing.
Zach Holders tunes in via Facebook. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, however you're listening. We appreciate you. We are national champions, baby. But Zach says, let's go! Just now got myself picked up off the floor, brother. I feel that. I feel that. You're still, you actually got up off the floor? Look, I thought I fell through my floor, brother. I do have bunnies still. I might have gained 50 pounds since high school. But when I jumped, my head about hit the ceiling, and I got 8-foot ceilings. So your boy still got bunnies, all right? So, no, man, what a game. What a game. Look, you go into this game, you say, get to game 3. We got to game 3. Xander Sechrist has best outing ever. Look, I know it may not statistically match up, but in the moment, in the spot, and what you need out of him, best performance, right? And you've got a loaded bullpen behind him. But here's what scared me. We went through that bullpen quick.
Yes, we did.
We went, and credit to A&M, we went through that bullpen quick. Some of it was because our guys didn't have their best stuff. Look at Dylan Loy. And when he came in, I'm like, Dylan Loy might finish this game. He's got the stuff. He didn't. And neither did Aaron Combs, honestly. Brother, he was hanging that curveball that he was hitting.
Listen, man. All right. Aaron Combs, he is not going to get enough credit for the inning that he pitched because we thought that there was no way he was throwing in this game at all. Dude threw 70. He threw 78 pitches yesterday in game 2. And then Tony Vitello in the presser said, man, this dude's already saying, Coach, I'm good for tomorrow. You need me? I'm in there. And when he went to Aaron Combs in the 9th inning, I was like, man, this dude just threw 78 pitches yesterday. How is he going to throw and get us the win in this game today? And, man, he was throwing gas. Dude was throwing 93. He was throwing
94. Yep, 93, 94. Yeah, he was. And some of that's adrenaline, right? Yeah. But the fact that he was able to somewhat control it. Now, he did leave the hanger. Like, he threw that curveball that he was getting for strike 3s. He was hanging a little bit. It cost us some runs. But at the end of the day, when he needed it most, man, he did come through. And I was thinking, I'm like, why did you go to Aaron Combs right there? Like, why didn't? But remember who finished the game against LSU in the SEC championship?
Aaron Combs has been the quote-unquote closer this year. When they need a guy to get you out of a jam or get you the win at the end of the game in a close game, Aaron Combs is that guy, and he did it once again tonight.
One of the biggest things, I think one of the biggest keys to this win here, and we talked about this yesterday, their starter didn't even go 3 complete innings. Check box, whatever. It was marked, brother. Like, that was the number one goal for Tennessee, is get on that pitcher early and get him out. Because, look, as good as A&M's bullpen was, they didn't really have the luxury of going through 4 or 5 guys like we did. And that's why you seen Oshtenbeck come in like the 5th or 6th inning. He came in early. And that's exactly why. Because once Stewart couldn't go, I mean, we jumped all over him too, man. Oshtenbeck came in, tried to shut us down, and didn't work. God, I'm so proud of this offense because I thought when Oshtenbeck came in, it was going to be over for us. I thought we were going to stay at 3 runs, but nope. They had other plans. They wanted that ring, and they got that ring, man. What a game.
Yeah, fantastic game. And actually, I got to give credit to Stewart. Tennessee got some runners on, but he only gave up 2 hits.
He did get out of this. Yeah, I was going to say he got out of the innings very well, but I think if you're A&M, you almost got a little desperate there, right? You want to throw your best guy in the best moment and maybe take the stress out of the innings, but it ended up backfiring. I mean, you know how it is when you face a pitcher twice in a series. It can be dangerous, and you almost seen that with Aaron Combs. So, I mean, It almost got us. But no, man, I'll tell you what, this was just overall just a clutch game, clutch team, start to finish, man. I'll tell you what, I'm so freaking proud of this team. Finishing the season 60-13. I believe that's good for 3rd best winning percentage in the history of the game. I think Vanderbilt went 59-12 years back, and I think there was another team in there that I seen on the graphic.
It was Rice also went like 59-12. I mean, it's like a 1 game difference between the teams. So but look, all time, I think 60 wins is the first time ever. Or is that just in program history? It's the first time in SEC history. Apparently, there was a team that got 60 back in like 1987, but
doesn't count. It wasn't SEC. All right.
Yeah, but I do have to ask the question, and I think now the answer is obvious. Earlier this season, it wasn't. Which team wins in a 3-game series? 2022 Tennessee, or this season Tennessee?
Okay, so I'm going to ask a counter question before I answer this because it's a very important question.
Okay.
Is 2014 wearing black unis?
All right, let's say both of them wear black unis.
No, this is it. No, this is important. This is important. Everybody in the chat, this is a valid question. I don't want to hear shit. Uniforms played a piece in this. So okay,
but so did the 2022 team. They won the SEC championship wearing blacks.
I don't care. Is the 2014 wearing black? Period. I don't.
All right. We'll say yes.
2014. 2014.
All right.
All day long.
All right. What about let's just say the creams. If they were to wear the creams, which team do you take?
The 2014?
Yeah. If 2014 is wearing creams,
I'll take the 22 team.
I think it's 2014 regardless.
Well, I mean, it's easy to say that. They're national champions, brother.
No. All right, so I'll show my work here. The 22 team, yes, they had outstanding pitching. I mean, you had you had Chase Dolander, you had Drew Bean, you had Chase Burns, you had all these arms on the backside as well, or in the bullpen as well. You had all the hitting in the world, but you also had a team that they had almost a little bit too much swagger about them. They didn't have.
They definitely were their emotions, but look,
they didn't have the business mindset side of things, and that's where I give advantage to this team. Did they have quite the pitching that 22 team did? No, but when you look on paper between the two, the ERA, all the numbers are very similar. Yeah. And then the hitting was just a step further with this team, and you combine that with the mindset. Give me the 24 team all day.
Big Orange joins the chat on the YouTube, brother. We really appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in and the post-game little podcast that we're doing. He said, we did it, boys. We are national champions. Take that, Gump, man. I love it, dude. Oh, man. It's a great feeling. But no, look, I said it early in the season. I thought that we were a little overrated.
We both said it.
I didn't think that we were a top 5 team in the nation. And usually that's unlike me. I'm usually a big homer for my team, but the pitching scared me. The bats, for some reason, every now and again just went ice cold, and you've seen that. Honestly, Game 2 might have been the biggest turning point in all this, other than the Florida State game. But Game 2 of this World Series, to only score 4 runs and you pulled out the win, massive. And I told you yesterday, A&M better watch out, because if our offense does take off just a little bit, watch out. But, it didn't take off as much as I thought, but still enough runs to win it. But that 22 team, man, they choked. They choked against Notre Dame. They would have been the number 1 seed going into the College World Series. Would they have won? Who knows? It's a hypothetical. But that team was really good, dude. One of the most winningest teams in the history of the sport. And, it is what it is. They did wear their emotions a lot. But, I mean, I'm kind of with you. Give me the 24 team night and day. But if they're wearing the black unis, no doubt. Look, if y'all don't think uniforms didn't play a role in this, why do you think they wore black 2 days in a row? Come on now. I'm just saying. Why do you think they wore blacks in the SEC championship game? I'm just saying, brother. Look, we don't lose in the blacks. Dark mode activated. Josh Heupel, you watching, baby? All right. You watch? Okay. Thank you. I know you watching. You were at the game, brother. All right. Sorry. All right. I'm done. Back to you.
Yeah. And what about the support staff that Tennessee had there? I mean, you had Josh Heupel, Rick Barnes, Peyton Manning, all sitting in that one little section there.
When I'm cheering on them volunteer. You didn't even talk about Morgan Wallen.
Oh, yeah. We had Morgan Wallen there, too. I mean,
athletic director Danny White made an appearance. You had Chancellor Powell. You had everybody, board of directors. Everybody made that trip. And man, is it not worth it? Because they're on the field right now taking pictures of that team. Big Orange said, "This is awesome, man. If you like baseball, Tennessee baseball is a place for you. Vandy has 2 natties now. The Vols get 1. SEC champs, national champs, 60-win team. We talked about that. Big Orange, brother. They won everything they could. Everything they could. They won it. They swept NCAA baseball this season. I mean, that is insane. Broken records left and right. Absolutely, dude. I think they were
4 home runs away. 4 home runs away.
4 runs away, man. That sucks. That does kind of suck. You hit that many, you almost expect to get there, but we might be the sole reason why they make bat changes or baseball changes, because of just how hot we were with the bat.
Oh, 100%. And yes, we're going to have a big part to do with that. But you look at guys like Charlie Condon that hit 37 this year. I mean, Jack Caglione was over 30. Christian Moore ended up with 34. I mean, you've got so many guys that hit upwards of close to 30 or upper 20s. I mean, but absolutely, Tennessee is going to be the reason that there's going to be bat changes and baseball changes and all that. Because, I mean, how many times in the World Series did Christian Moore hit a ball 113 mile an hour plus?
Yeah. Look, I don't want this to get taken out of context, because I respect the crap out of Charlie Condon. Christian Moore should have absolutely been SEC Player of the Year.
Yes. And I actually did a podcast with Doghouse Podcast, Georgia guy earlier for SEC. And we talked briefly off the air about it. I said, dude, Charlie Condon absolutely deserved National Player of the Year. He had my vote for National Player of the Year.
But
I
SEMO should
said,
have also been nominated. SEMO would
I
have been
agree.
nominated.
I agree. But I told him, I said, but I'm upset that SEMO was not the SEC Player of the Year because dude won the Triple Crown in the SEC. He said,
you won the SEC championship.
Yeah,
that should play. Look, a Heisman Trophy winner more times than not. Okay, hear me out. Sorry to cut you off. It comes from the winning team, does it not?
Yeah.
Very rarely. Jaden Daniels, I get it. Dude was awesome, but you didn't have much to choose from Georgia, Alabama, whatever. But more times than not, it's the best player on the winning team. But on top of that, Christian Moore was the Triple Crown winner in the SEC in batting average and home runs hit. And there's one more I'm missing. Batting average, home runs hit. What's the third one?
RBIs.
RBIs. Thank you. I think he was tied in RBIs. But either way,
yeah.
Like, I just got
robbery
at its best.
He absolutely should have been SEC Player of the Year. And Trey, he said the same thing. He said, yeah, he should have been SEC Player of the Year. And I said, but Charlie Condon absolutely deserved National Player of the Year.
Yep, absolutely.
No doubt about that. But, man, you just can't put into words what we're feeling tonight. I mean, you told me we've never felt this in our lifetime.
Never.
We were basically too young to remember the women's back-to-back titles. We weren't alive. I think I was like a month old whenever Tennessee won the national title in football in '98. So we've never felt this. This is new for us.
You were born in '98?
I was born in '98.
Nice.
Tennessee won the national title January 6th, I think, of '99. So I was less than a month old when they won it.
Big Orange turns in. Big Orange, thank you so much for watching, man. We appreciate you, and I love the comments, man. Thank you. Keep it up, brother. He said it's crazy, man. 4 or 5 years ago, we weren't good at anything besides basketball, here and there. He said, but even then, we were never going to make a postseason run with the basketball team, I think is what he's talking about. He said, we're good at everything now. And you look at a guy like Danny White, who took over this athletic program 3 years ago, and the moves that he made and that forum or that like almost like law that he came out with that basically wrote out what this athletic department was going to do and how it was going to correlate, an SEC championship at the major sport every 3 years, a national championship every 5 years in the majors. Like he had like all this crap laid out. I don't know if those years are right, by the way, but it basically had that type of wording. And within 3 to 4 years, and you're seeing this literally come to fruition, it's got to be the craziest thing ever. I've never seen a group of people come together in, honestly, what was a HE double hockey sticks hole that we were in pretty much all the way around. Baseball program, dude, in 2017 before Tony V, we were missing the SEC tournament. 12 of the 14 teams make that tournament, and we were missing the tournament. And now see what this team has done. And undoubtedly, the winningest program in the last 4 years in baseball, hands down. And now you can say you got the ring on top of it.
Yeah,
100%, Orange. I'm with you, brother.
So let me pull this up before we get out of here because we're gonna make this short tonight. We're gonna bask in it this week. Come back on Sunday.
All right,
yeah. Sorry. Well, we both got to go to work tomorrow, but
Well. Hear me out, man. I got a text about 12 o'clock today that my morning meeting got canceled because this is a national freaking holiday, baby. Let's go, Dad. No, I'm joking. I still have to work.
But let me pull this up. I saw this morning. Tennessee with this national title tonight, and no matter if they won it or not, they were going to finish third in the Lairfield Directors Cup, which is the highest they've ever finished. 3 straight years they've been the SEC All-Sport champion. All 20 major sports reached the postseason this year. It's the first time it has ever happened in school history. They are one of 2 Power 5 schools to have every sport reach the postseason this season. 11 sports finished the year in the top 10. And then they won 4 SEC titles just this season. 12 SEC titles since 2021. In the 4 years combined prior to that, Tennessee won 2 SEC titles. So that is from 2017 to 2021. Tennessee won 2 total SEC titles.
So let's count them up. Tennessee won 4. It's the baseball team, it's the softball team, it's the basketball team. Who was the 4th?
baseball tournament.
Oh, so it counts both of them. Okay, yeah.
I think so. Or it could be
it's probably
it could be maybe women's volleyball or one of the tennis teams.
Yeah, because I remember our tennis team went crazy. They went to like the Final Four. But either way, maybe they don't have a SEC tournament for tennis. I don't know. But yeah, you might be right. Tennessee had obviously the double championship. The Lady Vols had the regular season championship, I believe. And then
basketball had regular season. So yeah. Fantastic year. I mean, Rocky Top at its absolute best.
One thing I want to say. We're going too quick here, but it's okay. I got to talk about my man Tony V and the interaction in the post game because man, it almost made me cry. It literally almost made me cry. The range of emotions, and no, it wasn't because he was talking about his dad and how he felt like he was the dad because his dad wouldn't stop crying. I mean that dude, that's more than money, dude. Like it's. I want people to believe that and know that there's still good athletes out there that want to do good for the school and good for them and not necessarily just chasing a bag, right? There is some poison in the water, but I promise you most of the water in the well is still good, okay? And Tony V, when he got hit with the ice bath,
he was like a little kid.
I know, dude. And he grabs the ice, he eats it, and then he throws it. And then you see Kavara's tears, brother, come in, just bear hug. I mean, and he was just in the moment. And he wasn't a coach anymore. He was one of the boys.
Yeah.
And then he even threw out the little recruiting pitch out there. He said, look, if you're in the SEC, you're going to be a superstar. But are you going to be one of the, good teammates? So you already see what he's looking for in a player. And just like Rick Barnes, and I think just like Josh Heupel, man, you're not just going after the top talent. You're going after the top characters in the game and the top teammates and the good people outside of the field, outside of the ballpark, whatever. Just a winning formula, and man, I'm so happy for this team. I'm so happy for the university. It's been crazy, man. I moved to Knoxville several years ago, and it's been crazy. We beat Alabama, and now we won a national championship in baseball. It's been crazy, man. It's been awesome. But what are your thoughts on Tony V?
Tony V, man. All I gotta say is for the people out there that think that Tony V is gonna take some sort of job at a different school, people have been talking about if Dave Van Horn at Arkansas retires, Vitello is absolutely going there. Texas fired their coach today. People have been talking about, well, Texas got all the money. They're just going to throw a bag at him. They can match whatever Tennessee gives him. Look, Vitello's not leaving. There is already a deal in place. It has not been signed yet. Dude just basically got to design Lindsey Nelson Stadium himself. Exactly. Dude has built Tennessee into arguably the best program in college baseball right now. Dude is not leaving. Don't worry about that.
He's done it in 7 years.
Exactly. He took a team.
Most rapid growths in a fan base. And did you see the picture of Lindsey Nelson Stadium in 2019?
Yes.
And there were still picnic tables on the left side. Like the grandstands didn't even go past the dugout.
Yeah.
Like it was just picnic tables, an open area. I think it was a bullpen. And now it dang near wraps all the way. And then you got the porches on the back. I mean, we've almost got a daggone full-on stadium now. And Tony V, like you mentioned this, he got to help design this. When has there ever been a head coach of a program that's in those types of discussions?
That just shows you how Danny White handles his athletic department. He gets the coaches involved in it. He gets the fans involved in it. He takes ideas from all of them. He lets the coaches be in and all the stuff. And he wants to keep them happy. As long as they do their job, he wants to keep them happy. And I give all the credit in the world to Danny White, man.
I'm not going to give it all to Danny White, but he's definitely made the right moves, pulled the right strings. Because Danny White actually didn't hire Tony V, but he's done a dang gum good job to make sure that he stays.
Oh, yeah, he's kept him here.
Yeah, and like you said, he's already got the moves in place because they understood. They knew what this program was all about. And, this year they got the Natty, which is the big deal. But honestly, Tony Vitello's won enough to warrant and deserve. I mean, just think about the money coming in because of their winning so much. And now that they got the Natty, first one in the baseball department under UT. I mean, man, it's just, God, it's awesome. Dude, I freaking love it. Lindsey Nelson, by the way, if they can get this crap done before next season, Tennessee fans, look out. We're going to get a state-of-the-art stadium, man. It's going to be awesome. And now, the first year that we're going to be playing under it, we're going to be the defending national championships. It's going to be freaking awesome. Let's go, dude. It's great.
I love it, man. But this has been fantastic. We wanted to go live after the game. It's no doubt if we won the Natty, we wanted to go live. Thought about it even if we didn't, just to give our
cry with
respect
everybody.
Yeah. But man, do you have anything else before we get out of here, man?
I'm gonna tag the sponsors because they make the show happen. I'm not gonna read it out, but I am gonna at least recognize them. Chris Smith Agency is our presenting show sponsor. Guys, he's been a big part of our show. If y'all need anything, make sure you give him a shout. And then P&L Business Services has been a segment sponsor of ours, and they do everything from accounting, payroll, whatever you know it. Ultimo Asbestos Services, also another segment sponsor. Guys, if you ever needed testing, environmental studies, anything like that, that's your man. Make sure you reach out to him. If you want his information, catch our show. You only have to watch the first 5 seconds of every segment. Y'all can catch that. And then finally, but not least, Kaising Painting for all your exterior and interior painting needs. They have been another segment sponsor of ours. They've been helping us grow as a show to reach out to you guys. So big credit to those guys. Thank you so much for y'all support on the show. The first year of us doing it, and we've already got a natty to show for it. I've been wearing this ring. I'm probably not taking it off. I don't care that it's fake. It's awesome. Okay. And it looks real. So that's all that matters. Man, dude, 2024 national champions in baseball. That's my sport too, bro. Let's go, dude. I'm so stoked.
And we get to live off of this for a little while until football season, man. It would have been disappointing to go home with a loss because then you're just like, well, where's football season? But we get to enjoy this for a while.
And what's crazy is being able to play the last game in college baseball. Football off season just got a whole lot shorter.
It sure did, man.
So excited, man. 2 months away, just a little over 2 months away, man. It's awesome. So definitely a lot of momentum in this athletic department moving for the football season. Very excited about it.
Yep, absolutely. So from Skylar and myself, we will see you guys on Sunday. Enjoy the Natty, Vol Nation.
I'm a ball for life, y'all. I bleed orange and white, y'all. I will till I die, y'all. I'm a ball for life, yeah. Raised up on John Ward, giving 6 in the checkerboard till I'm gone.